we started this project, What Moscow Wants, being initiated by the Strelka Institute. And Moscow Urban Forum has supported us this year. It was a very important union for us. We were starting from the idea that we have a city and people know the city best. It doesn't mean you have to be an expert, but it means that each day you're commuting from point A to point B, and you definitely have some semi-abandoned playground or something like this. And you definitely had some sort of idea of what to do there and how to change that. And we decided to start with a pilot site, moscowidea.ru, where people... Just give me a second. How do I open the file? I'm sorry. I haven't used Windows for a while. So the idea was as follows. People know their blocks very well, and they can come up with an idea. Because idea is quite a complex notion, and it contains some action. It's better than claims or complaints. And we have the websites where you can complain, and like Мой город website. There you can resolve your problems with the roads and everything. Nevertheless, the idea, it's not something that you want to be resolved immediately. It's kind of additional involvement into the city media. There is a second selection of people. It's architects and designers, and they have a different vision of the city. But how do they find out what citizens want? Because it's very important to hit the target with your project. You need to know the target audience for whom you are building a playground or creating a park. And we decided to provide this possibility for interaction where citizens and architects can meet each other, and architects can take citizens' ideas and come up with some concepts. And there is a second group of people. It's representatives of this city government, in this case, Moscow city government, and SMEs, big businesses. They can help implementing these ideas or develop these ideas. So all of them need a communication site, and moscowidea.ru became such a platform. It's a platform for idea collection and platform for interaction. If you are a citizen, by suggesting an idea, you are forming a media. If you are an architect, you make your own suggestion, more technical one. So you can see the timeline now, and we'll distribute the forms for you to fill in. Starting from the 10th of July, we have launched the site, and we have been collecting the ideas. And we have been collecting these ideas on the website. There were just 3 phrases in this poll that was available on the website. It was about the reflection of what you want to what you think other people might want. These were the suggestions. And many people were criticizing us that it was about I want. But actually, no. We realized that many people wanted the same things in different areas of the city. From between 21st September and 27th of October, architects were making their suggestions. They're bringing in the drafts, visualization pictures, and so on. But here we knew who the authors was, whereas the ideas were being received anonymously. Today is the 6th of December, and it's time to exhibit the ideas in Moscow Urban Forum. We have launched this exhibition on the floor -1. You can have a look later on if you haven't yet seen it. There we've introduced the first analysis results that could have been visualized. We have presented the projects themselves. There are 84 of them. These are the projects by the architects. And we are presenting all these projects to all the representatives of Moscow government who are present in the forum. And we are presenting them to the developers who can evaluate the usefulness and we are becoming the filter for such projects and ideas. But we can see already that Moscow government are interested in this type of projects. They see the opportunities for their implementation, and it's quite clear for us because we also managed to see that out of within this 84 ideas, there are some that can be implemented because it's also involves certain studying and elaboration process because you need to understand to which extent people who want these ideas to be implemented and to which extent. And it's important to have these architects, this new generation of architects working in this area because they come to have better understanding of the city. I want to introduce Danilo Nikishin and Mikhail Bailin, who have implemented 3 projects in this website. First, one of them is Cultural Navigator, then the museum wing in the Pushkin Museum. And after Mikhail presents these projects, will present the analytics we've come up with because it's very interesting. Hello, my name is Mikhail Bailin. This is Danilo Nikishin, my companion. We are presenting Citizen Studio art group. It so happened that we've implemented 3 projects for What Moscow Wants, and a couple of words about how it came into being in this media of architect and city. So, Cultural Navigator, we had this idea for a while. We were thinking about starting dealing with this cultural navigation. I think it's interesting for many projects. I cannot really remember the number of the idea. There were about 56 ideas about museums. But anyway, the main request was it's not possible to realize where is what, speaking about the museums. And there were some sub-ideas that we also used within our project. Well, important thing is that when you understand what usual people are interested in, it's easier for the architects to realize on which to focus. Third project started purely out of What Moscow Wants requests. When we are looking at this incredible lines queuing in front of Pushkin Museum, we think, what should we do about it? Because you can't live like this. And we've come up with a solution. So what we got? The first part was Cultural Navigator, the project that was there for some time in our minds. And we thought that it would be very good to have a simple orientation or navigation system, at least for Moscow downtown, that would can be used both by Muscovites and by foreigners. I think that it might be the system similar to Metro Map. And basically, our navigator consists out of two parts. First, it's a scheme. Second part is a map. And everything is in here. It's a usual paper tourist map that can be laid out in any cafe or museum. And it includes the pedestrian walk scheme, like number of routes, and a map and city navigation system. The subject of cultural navigation is a matter of focus for so many people, and it makes it difficult to find an area where to develop or improve. We don't think that we have reinvented the bicycle, but the idea of our project is that it's a joint common system, that it brings together many facets to this navigation. And a good thing is that it's very easy to use. So the quintessence is that we have routes. A person can walk along these routes. It's like metro lines. And there are stations, like in metro. Stations are museums, theaters that we have selected. And being similar to a metro map, this navigator is very simple. You don't have to walk straight, for example. In many places, you can switch to different routes. Basically, we have been facilitating the exhibition downstairs below, and people see all this that you're talking about. And I think it's a very good indicator that we have a lot of flags, and you can vote with the flags for our projects. And I think that the current results show that we are very efficient. If you don't mind, we'll move on to exhibition. So just a couple words first about the lobby. Since this is the one part of the projects. So if you have visited the exhibition, you probably saw small booths. It's a small booth, the so-called city lobby. It's like portals introducing the city life. They can be a starting point in case of a trip. They can be used as lighthouses. They are located at the interlocks of the routes, at the main crossings of the main routes, like Pushkinskaya, Manezhnaya Square. They combine several functions. Firstly, it's a function of a city lobby, so it's about announcing the events, media screens, bookstore, cafe is a commercial point. So it's like pit stops. And we've made the architecture not really defined, because we decided that the architecture here can be considered and discussed. Then the museum wing, it's an express project. It's like a response to the acute issues. It's one of the museums that located in the very heart of Moscow. They have limited space, and therefore the people have to queue in lines outside. And but it's actually very strange, because you've come to a museum and you have to stay outside. And the length of lines can get up to 100 meters. I think all of us have been there, so let us not go into details. And we have decided that this 100 meters can be rearranged. We can provide a canopy of 25 meters long only. It can be dismantled easily, and we can add a second canopy in case it's necessary.
So you can learn more about this concept later on by going down to the -1st floor, where there is an exhibition where we've tried to gather everything you can visualize. The only thing is that when you look at it, there is an analytical part. There is a huge map with districts activities showing what Moscow wants, where it wants more and less. But our exhibition in general is an example of how the concept we've been set up shows that these are not the architects who want better what the partners want. But still, architects are important. We have our partner city, 21st century now, the director on development of the Minipolis department, Olga Volodina, and she will tell us why they're here. Well, thank you for the introduction. This is probably not pretty much typical to participate in such a conference, but actually this is kind of an interesting and important topic for us. Since 2001, we developed the Minipolis concept, which makes citizens or inhabitants able to manage their surrounding, their environment. And we've cooperated a lot with the citizens. We've done some projects on improving the surrounding. These sites are commissioned already. People have lived for many years there, for some years there. And, well, they found out the problems that there existed. Despite this is kind of a good project, one located in Strogino. We're building quite a lot there, and the other one in the Vidne city. But still, we had quite a lot of problems that we've wanted to implement. And the important thing is that all these projects have been initiated by the citizens and have been very developed in a very detailed way. We've done a lot of discussions, brainstorming, planning. Now it's in the final stage. In Radozhne Minipolis, we've created a Radozhne walkway. The citizens actively participated in that. They've planted trees. They're doing improvements on the area. And what is more important is that the authorities, the municipal authorities, they've heard us, they've heard the citizens, and quite recently there is free Wi-Fi. We have no relation to this Wi-Fi, but there is Wi-Fi. So it's a point of attraction not only of the Minipolis built around, but of other neighborhoods as well. It's an active, interesting place. A lot of people walk there and do things there. So it was kind of an important event. Another project, maybe more important for us. It's a pity we don't have any officials with us. So I'm talking about the Strogino neighborhood. There is no walking infrastructure, but our citizens, after living some time there, they understood that there are some problems. There is some room for improvement, and they've come with an initiative of setting up what we call a people's park or a neighborhood park. And they are actively participating in the development of this project. First, there was like a small park dedicated to the 70 years of the battle under Moscow. And now there is a program to develop a people's park or a neighborhood park money has been already allocated, and we're very glad that it is being developed. So it's not just an idea; it is going to be implemented, it's going to be accepted by the municipalities and the citizens. So for us, it's a possibility to create a community that want to actively participate in communications to transform the neighborhood, and we try to work in this area. We have another project, neighborhood club, that actually joins these kind of active people. We have also social initiatives done through this initiative, through this program, for instance, providing additional workplaces to socially unprotected people, parents who teach their kids and their neighbors' kids, older people who can also participate in this initiative. And I would say that social requests, social demand is quite high. We didn't knew it was going to be that high, but we see it's very high. So it's kind of a positive feedback we're receiving, and the results we're seeing, they are going ahead of what we've planned initially. So we get a very good positive impact. And the exhibition you've organized and the work you've done is very much in line with what we're doing. We've selected some projects we would like to underline. We've invited citizens to participate in that. So I'm going to mention two projects we think are the most interesting and quickly implemented is the small children's playground and well, another one. So why children's playground? Well, we think that investors use standardized layouts, standardized children's playgrounds. Well, we found out that not all the parents and not all the children agree with what is going to be done. So children want to have an interesting playground. So we think that this project can improve our real estate, and maybe we will be able to implement this in the future. It's interesting that your opinion and the citizens' opinion are in line with Mr. Savanian said. He's been visiting our exhibition. He really liked this playground. So it's a very good project. So we've prepared small gifts. Jane Jacobs' book. It's a very valuable gift. So one of the last we have. So we would be really happy to give it to you. We will of course give them to our architects. But actually today we are pretty much in the architectural part. But the first part is pretty much more about other thing, even more important thing, the analytics, the live analytics. We have distributed 634 ideas have been divided into several categories. So it's no news to you that transport issues and all kinds of transport issues like increasing the number of bicycles and mobility are the most important. But it's more important and more interesting for us that the transport is almost as big as parks and generally improving green areas. Especially speaking about parks that already exist, and also for the parks that are going to be built. So we thought it's kind of an interesting trend, interesting concept could be used to fully rebuild Moscow. But say some general things like safety and health, they're also important. If we take at the top 10 requests, ideas for rest, platforms for rest, these are the main important, those that have most ideas. For instance, sport platforms and also platforms for adults, because in our neighborhoods we don't have any places for adults to spend their time. I would like to also mention aestheticity, because aesthetics is really important. But if we speak about public toilets or advertisement, we have to first say that it should be nice, because this is what Moscow wants actually. If we speak about ratings and what people want on the map, you see what people want by districts. Parks required in the north region, but there are already a lot of parks. Water regions, water districts, northwest. Well, they want to improve the water areas. Western district, they do want to improve the bicycle infrastructure and aesthetics. So we've taken only Old Moscow for the moment. Also rest, and the central district are of course parking spaces. But it's funny that people want more space, more mobility on cars, but they don't want to pay for the parking. So there is a contradiction there. We also see some changes in how districts are active in providing ideas. We see that the central district provides most ideas, but in the central part live only 7% of the population. Others are those who work here and come here for leisure. So you see who are those who you can see yourselves who are those who live there. North is kind of a attractive region in terms of real estate. Now the popularity of categories, transport is number one, of course. Then the paysage, the landscape, and of course parks and things like that. So we're going to hand this all out. You will have all the figures and charts, and very soon on the website we will create public requests and tell you more about them, what we do next. I would like to give word to Olga Papazina, head of the Moscow Urban Forum, and did a lot to organize this event. Thank you, Olga. I see there are 3 Olgas in our speaker's desk. Good afternoon. In the name of the organizers, thank you very much. I hope that you not only worked in the press center, but also walked around the exhibition. You've visited our wall. You've seen our archaeological researches, looked at the Moscow City Government Department's exhibition, and at the exhibition of what Moscow wants. So why we've supported this project? Because a forum is not just a one-year event, but it's not just an event, just a one-time per year event, but it's also a platform for supporting initiatives, experiments, projects in the area of urban studies, architecture, city planning. We are interested in economics, of course, in economics of a city, sociology, and when we met Olga this summer, and we've seen this crowdsourcing presentation, right away, together with the working group, we've decided that this is a great project. It's an interesting one. It has future. And in order to actually implement ideas, we need and we have to use the forum platform. For instance, our target audience, those who gather in December at Manege, we are more than 2,000 participants, not only city managers, but of Moscow and other big cities, but also experts, professionals in urban studies, and what is more important, business people as well, who are often looking for interesting projects, ready to invest in these projects. This is why we've been quite synergetic in doing what we're doing. Olga told you about the first two stages. Me as the representative for the organizing committee, I hope that we will also have the third stage. Well, maybe, hopefully next year, we will discuss projects already implemented together with City 21st Century or other companies. We'll have a look at what we can do. So please enjoy the exhibition and ask questions maybe now. Yes? Are we going to have a Q&A session now? Yes. Now we're going to... now we have created requests citizens provided us. We will formulate them and send them to the Moscow government. We see that we've been heard in terms of the projects. It's quite a big job. For the moment, we have some sketches and primary projects, but I think that the dialogue will take place. It's anyway very interesting to create a dialogue between young architects and those who actually pay for what they're creating, or for those who give them the opportunity to do what they want to do. Because this is also a possibility for new people to use this professional lift and go up in it. Well, Strelka is one of the participants. It has been also a stakeholder. Now, if you have questions, we would like to answer them. If not, you can go to other events. I really hope that you will like what you're seeing here, and if you have questions, there are facilitators who can help you.
Да, вот если вам нужны, собственно, пресс-киты, то вам сейчас их на...
So press kits are at the exit. You can get them at the entrance to the press center.